Razorpay dashboard and go to API keys and plugins option. Select the website platform as none of the above and generate your Razorpay keys. You'll have your key ID and key secret. Now open bot builder and the automations builder in separate tabs. Now in the next step, we already have a video on once you receive a new order in your WhatsApp native catalog, you can send a confirmation message to the user, ask them the payment method or collect their address. And once you have, you know, received the intent from the user that they want to pay via online payment, then you can first send them a text message that kindly wait while we generate a payment link, because it might take a few seconds for the link to get generated and then it is being sent back to the user. Now in case of Razorpay specifically, it might be varying for different payment gateways. Now in case of Razorpay specifically, you need to add a multiply step. Why do you need to add the multiply step? Because Razorpay is going to accept the amount in the API in multiplies of 100. That is, if you want to charge user 10 rupees, it actually accepts 1000 paisa. So you need to multiply a rupees amount by 100 and then send it to the user, or sorry, send it to the Razorpay API to generate the payment link. So here in the next step, I am clicking on add automation app. The multiply action is available in the calculator app. I need to select the multiply option. Now in the first number, I am entering the option of order total, which is to be multiplied by 100. To get a test value or a dummy value, first I'll enter the number as 10, considering it as my order total, and then I'll click on run and save. So the bot has a test value of 1000 with it. So we have the test value of 1000 here, and now I'll replace the first number with the order total and I'll simply click on save. I won't click run and save now. Now in case of bot, you need to save the output to a custom field. So either you need to have the custom field pre-created or a bot field pre-created, or you can save the workflow and then create it. Now I have already created few extra custom fields, so right now I'm saving the order total multiplied by 100 in the custom field called as custom field, and here in the output I'll simply select the option as answer and save. So now when the user clicks on online payment, we first send them a message that your payment link is getting generated. We multiplied the value by 100, the order total, and we have saved the output in a custom field. Now in the next step, we are going to add the app of Razorpay to generate the payment link. Sorry, I need to search Razorpay. Here we have multiple actions. We need to select the option of create payment link. Now click on create new authentication, add a name to it, add the key ID and the key secret from Razorpay. Select the authentication after creation. In the amount, I am not entering the amount of order total, rather I have saved the value multiplied by 100 in the custom field, so I am entering that. The currency can be the order currency, or if you are only dealing in one currency, INR, you can update it. The description you can enter as order number, and then for the test I'm simply, so let me first update all the values with test data. So the name of the customer can be test name, the email can be test@test.com, contact number again can be some dummy number, and the link might expire in 15 minutes, and can the customer make partial payments? False. Now what is callback URL? So callback URL is actually the URL where Razorpay will inform us whether the payment was approved or rejected or failed. So that information we need to get in our automations builder. So I asked you to open the automations builder in a new tab. You need to create a workflow in it. It will be a complete blank page for you. You'll see a plus icon, click on it, select the app as webhook, enter a webhook title, you'll receive a webhook URL. So if you click on it, it will get copied. Click on capture incoming webhook. So this is basically used to get sample data from in the webhook. So I'm first pasting the webhook URL or the callback URL here. Now after this, I also need to know what is the order ID for which the customer paid. So I have entered question mark order ID equals to, and here I have selected the option of e-commerce and then ID, and I also need the customer phone number. So I'm simply writing number equals to, the WABA is basically the customer's mobile number. So the URL looks something like this. The webhook from here, question mark order equals to, I'm getting the order ID equals to, I'm getting the order ID from here, and WABA or the phone number basically of the customer equals to WABA. Now we'll click on run and save because we have all the sample data here. So we'll get an actual Razorpay link which we can check out here. So if we see the response, we have the Razorpay link here. Now we'll update the values to actual values. So the amount is basically in the custom field variable. The currency is in the currency variable. The order number, you have the order ID or order number, you can utilize any. The name of the customer is the name. The email of the customer, you can ask the customer and then add it to a custom field, because I haven't asked it in the earlier blocks. I'm simply entering text, and the contact number can be WABA, and the webhook will still be same because we have already got the information here as the variables we have entered it. But for test purposes, you can surely even utilize number before generating the link, but for now it is correct because we have already mapped the variables. And this time I'm not going to click run and save, rather I'll simply click on save, because I have already created the test payment link. Now first I'll save the payment link in a variable. So to make this bot work properly, you require two custom fields. One is the final amount, which is multiplied by 100, and second is the Razorpay payment link. So you can create that before actually working on the bot. Now again, in the custom field, I can utilize any of the existing custom fields as well, but for now let me use this Mysore payment message custom field, and in the text I'm actually saving the short URL which I have got from Razorpay. I'm also copying this and clicking on save. So basically the link is generated and the link is saved. Now in the next step, I'm sending this as a message to the user. So we can utilize the send text message block, but this previous step was created by team way earlier. Let us utilize the ask a question block. Here we have a new option of CTA URL button. So the URL will be a clickable link here. So kindly pay by clicking below button. Button label will be pay now, and the URL will be this particular bot field or custom field. Custom fields are visible here in the CRM section and bot fields are visible here. In my case, it will be this particular variable. I think it is not mapping here. No issues, I'll type it manually. 1 second. Let me. Yeah. So I'll type this here manually. It will get replaced. Now the answer will be single reply answer. We cannot save the response here because the response will actually go to this particular automation in the automations builder. Now you need to decide for how long do you want to wait for the user to pay. Let us consider 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, we'll make the further flow, but first let us do the test payment via the Razorpay. So I'm copying this Razorpay link, clicking on save workflow for backup, and then in a new tab, I'm opening this payment link. Now, before actually paying on the link, you need to first check whether this webhook is actually waiting to receive data. So here you can enter the number and complete the payment. Once the payment has been done, this particular automation will receive the data, and you can see that we now have the WhatsApp number of the user. It doesn't show anything in the number and the order ID because we did not pass any actual values, but while running the bot it would work fine. So we have the WhatsApp number of the user, we have the order ID, and we have the information about the Razorpay payment. Now first we'll click on save, and in the next step we can add a router. In the test team didn't do it, but let us do it. In the router, first we'll see that if the payment is paid. So if the Razorpay payment link status is paid, and the second option is might have got failed for any reason, failed, is not paid. Now if it is paid, let me save the workflow once. Now if it is paid, I'll add an e-commerce action here to update the order field. So update an order field wherein I am updating the payment status for the order. So let me click on this refresh icon and get the fields. Yeah, so the payment status, and in the order ID we'll map this order ID value, which will be the actual order ID which we get during the bot, and in the value we'll update it as paid. You can also write paid by Razorpay for your reference, and then it is not necessary to do run and save. It can be simply save, and then in the next step you're sending a template message to the user. It can also be a session message because the user is in the session. So let us send him a session message without any approval. In the WhatsApp number field, we'll have the number option, that is the variable VABA. We don't need to enter any country code because the VABA already has the country code predefined. Now in the same way, we can simply copy this, sorry, not copy this, rather we need to click on plus, again send CRM, send text message in the session option, and because the payment is failed here, we'll notify the user that your payment has failed. Updated the automation here. Ensure to save the workflow and enable the workflow. Now after this, go to the bot builder. Now what team created here was they were checking if the payment is completed after 5 minutes. So they were sending the confirmation here, and if the payment was failed, they informed the user that we have not received the payment. But we have already sent the success message here if the payment is failed, and we have also sent a failed message. So let us do one thing. If the payment is failed or not done till within 5 minutes, Let us add an basic router here, and we'll not send the payment success message. Now in this router we are only checking if the payment is failed. How do we check it? The variable would be in the e-commerce order payment status, because if the payment is getting paid, we are actually updating this field. So if the payment status is not paid, in the next step we are sending the message, this message to the user, we have not received full payment for your order. And then you can also ask them a question, interactive message, would you like to retry payment, yes or no? Yes and no. If the user says no, you can simply send a thank you message. But if he or she says yes, you can directly take the block, send the block, go to block number 12. So this process would continue again or repeat again. So we'll add a go to here, and we'll select the step as 12 number. So if someone clicks that they want to retry the payment, the bot will go to the step number 12, send them a message, kindly wait while we generate a payment link, multiply, save it to custom field, create the payment link, again save it to custom field, and then send the block again to the user and wait for 5 minutes. So this is how you can generate a payment link via Razorpay, send it to user, and using the automation builder, update the payment status of the particular order received via WhatsApp native catalogs. Thank you. Always remember to save the workflow and enable the workflow.